Hiya, fam. Welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm Joe,
I'm Dan.
and we're back with another reaction. It's another pitch meeting. Which one is this, Dan?
This is the pitch meeting for Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
Yes, it is. We've been almost finished with this original series here, aren't we?
We're getting there.
All right, well, let's go see what this one's all about. Cheers to you, fam. Enjoy.
So, you have a Star Wars movie for me?
Yes, sir, I do.
So, you might have heard that Mark Hamill had a car accident and broke his nose, so we're gonna have to kind of address the fact that his face is different.
Oh, way ahead of you. We're gonna start the
Oh,
movie
no.
on
Did
this
he now?
ice planet called Hoth, right?
I know
And
where
then
this is
this
going.
monster is gonna, punch him in the frickin' face.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah, so Luke wakes up in this cave, and this monster has frozen his feet to the ceiling.
What? How did he manage that?
I don't know.
But it happens off screen, so you have to accept it.
Oh, I do. Okay, good to know.
Anyway, so Luke sees that his lightsaber conveniently fell right next to him and not outside as he was being violently dragged through the snow.
That would've made more
very
sense.
lucky.
Yeah,
So then he
worked out in
grabs
his
the
favor.
lightsaber using the Force and frees himself while somehow not cutting off his own feet.
Wow, skills.
And then he cuts the monster's arm off.
Oh, great. So we can finish off the monster and spend the night in the cave.
He sure
Nope.
can, but instead he's gonna run outside.
What? Isn't it freezing?
Yeah, he's gonna run right out of the cave in the freezing cold at dusk.
Is he able to keep himself warm with the force or something?
No, not at all. He passes out pretty much immediately.
Oh, my.
Before he passes out, the ghost of Obi-Wan Kenobi shows up. And he's like, you need to go to this planet Dagobah and meet a Jedi Master named Yoda who actually trained me.
He shows up to tell him this right before he passes out in the cold?
Yeah,
Yep.
he waited for this moment after 3 years of silence. Obi-Wan is kind of a drama queen.
Okay, and you say this Yoda guy trained him?
Exactly, except he didn't.
What?
Yeah, Obi-Wan's kind of a liar too.
Oh, yeah.
Very sassy ghost.
Kinda.
Anyway, so then Han Solo shows up and stuffs Luke inside a dead camel dinosaur.
Oh, that's nice of him, I
Dead
guess.
camel
Yeah, these
dinosaur.
camel dinosaurs have warm guts, so Luke is able to survive in the cold.
Wow.
Anyway, so then back at the Rebel base, Leia kisses Luke because she wants to show Han she doesn't care about him.
Oh, a little love triangle, huh? That's cool. That's like a relatable human story.
Oh,
Sure.
you mean relatable as in I should have them be related?
No, that's not what I meant at all.
No.
I guess they can be related if that's what you're into.
That's not. I didn't.
All right, the reveal in the next movie, you weirdo.
Oh, God.
So the Empire finds out about this rebel base and they attack with these giant AT-AT things.
What are those?
They're these giant things that walk super slowly and can only shoot directly in front of them.
Oh, it doesn't sound like a very effective weapon.
Surely
Not
not.
really.
Very
yeah.
effective against enemies that are directly in front of them.
So the rebels just don't attack them from the front?
Oh no, they do.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, so a bunch of them get killed, and they're trying to shoot these things down, but they have these big shields.
Uh-oh.
But then they tie them up and make them fall, and then when they shoot them, they explode.
The shields don't work anymore when they're on the ground?
Apparently not.
Well,
Kinda
great.
odd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Han and
it
Leia
worked
try
out
to
there.
escape, but their hyperdrive isn't working, so they have to play hide and seek for, the whole movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and at the same time, Luke takes off with R2-D2 to go to Dagobah.
He doesn't have any problems escaping?
None whatsoever. So anyway, he
Good.
gets to this planet, and it's just a big swamp, and that's where he meets Yoda.
And what's Yoda's deal?
Well, he's tiny and green, and he says his words in like a backwards order.
why?
Because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So after
pretty
some
much.
convincing, Yoda agrees to train Luke to be a Jedi.
Oh, what kind of training are we talking?
We're talking front flips, climbing things, lifting things with his mind, some more flips, a lot of flips.
Oh, being a Jedi requires a lot of flipping.
It sure does. So anyway, after a couple of days of doing flips in a swamp with a puppet, Luke has a vision that his friends are in trouble. So he's like, I gotta go.
Okay.
And Yoda's like, no, you better not go. And even Obi-Wan shows up to be like, yeah, no, you need to finish your flippy training with this puppet who trained me, but also no, he didn't.
Oh, so what does Luke do?
God.
He decides to ignore the puppet and the ghost, and he takes off.
Oh, ignoring ghosts is tight. That's what I do all the time with a disembodied ghost head that lives in my office.
What are you
That's
talking
frightening.
about? There's a ghost
Oh,
that lives
there
in
it
here?
is.
Nope. There's not.
Well, okay then. So anyway, then Han and Leia go meet Lando Calrissian, who's an old friend of Han's.
Okay.
And he acts all friendly, but it turns out the Empire got there a couple of minutes before Han and Leia. So they get captured and Han Solo gets frozen in carbonite.
Oh, no.
And then Luke shows up, but it quickly becomes clear that he has not done enough flippy training.
Darth Vader overpowers him.
Yeah, he cuts his hand off.
Oh, man,
Oh,
you
no.
love when people get their arms and hands cut off, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I just had to write that in there.
Very weird.
Anyway, so
Yeah,
then Luke
kinda.
is like, Obi-Wan said you killed my father.
It's
And
the head
Vader's
again.
like, no,
Yeah.
I am your father.
Oh, Luke, I am your father. That's a great quote.
That's not the quote, though. It's, no, I am your father.
Yep.
Luke, I
Yeah.
am your father. I love it.
Okay, whatever. So anyway, then Luke is like,
No! Right. And by now he's out on this thing
No.
with nothing below him but a huge drop. Oh man, it's gonna be tough for him to get out of that situation. Actually, it's gonna be super easy.
Barely an inconvenience.
Who said that?
ghost.
I mean, they are right. It is gonna be that. Oh, really? Yeah, he just lets himself fall and he happens to land in a fun slide thing. Oh, they should call him Lando, am I right?
Ooh.
That's not funny. Okay. Anyway, so then Luke is hanging from a thing in the sky,
The ghost
right?
is
And he
offended.
uses his brain force walkie-talkie to ask Leia for help. Oh wow, that's a whole lot of convenience. It's a whole lot of force usage. Sounds like the same thing from a writing perspective. Yeah, it's the same thing. Wow. And so yeah, that's it. What do you mean that's it? That's it. It's over. But Han is still frozen in carbonite and Darth Vader is still out there. Does this movie not have an ending? No, not really. People are just gonna have to come see episode 6 in a couple of years. Episode 6? What are you talking about? This is the second movie of the first trilogy, which is technically the second trilogy, because after this we could do a trilogy taking place before this, and after that we could do a trilogy taking place after this. Oh, I'm very confused. Trilogy. I mean, okay. Yeah, I mean, we need to make a bunch of these movies right now in the 80s before people lose interest in this Star Wars fad. Yeah, true. I guess people won't really be into this franchise beyond this decade.
Well,
Well, no, they were. It just wasn't well done.
yeah. So there we have it. Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back pitch meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the other movies, my mind never really pays attention to what could be, like, make you question things. Because this was a really good movie, Empire Strikes Back.
I'm gonna say a lot of people consider this the best of the original trilogy,
Yeah.
and it's it's a very dark film, and I think people really appreciate that. For me, it's kind of 50-50 on the plot holes there.
Yeah.
Like I never thought about it was a bad idea for Luke to run out into the freezing cold instead of just staying in the cave in the middle of a storm.
But you don't know how many of those other creatures are in there, too.
I mean that's fair too, but at the same time, kill it, you eat it, you got everything you need to survive a while.
That's a good point.
But the AT-ATs, yeah, those are obviously a terrible design. I don't know what the designers were thinking when they came up with those.
They looked cool at the time, I'm sure, so...
I mean, they got good firepower, but I mean, they're worse than modern day tanks. So, like, what's the point?
I have no clue. But they were also troop transports too, so they just Trojan horse themselves wherever they go, and there they are. Bang.
Yeah, except you see them coming. You don't even have the Trojan, surprise.
Now, what if they were surprised? Maybe in a different type of way they were surprised.
Wait, you mean that giant thing was full of people?
Oh, let's blow it up now. Jesus. Like, I can only imagine the Empire being like, we give up, here's an AT-AT.
Oh, God.
Wheel it into the base.
We'll strip it for weapons.
Oh, God, tomorrow.
That's got to happen somewhere.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah.
But that was pretty good. I enjoyed that. I liked his Force Ghost use in the office this time.
Yeah. The whole thing about Luke just out there doing flips all the time.
Yeah.
Like, okay, how's that going to help you in a real fight?
I don't know, but he got good at him.
I mean, he did that, but I mean, unless you're going for the Olympics, I don't see much point in it.
Right. Did you know he broke his nose?
I have heard that story, yeah.
I didn't know that.
I mean, I honestly couldn't tell, but yeah, I remember that story though.
I didn't think his face looked any different. It looked to me like he was just fine. So
One thing I expected to see in here though that I didn't, talking about how Vader's always killing people. He chokes out at least 2 people in this movie, right?
a couple of officers that don't get the job done correctly.
Like that was perfect for a mobility joke or something, but
That's too bad. But you're right. I'm sitting here like, wow, you're starting to take this personal, Vader. So
just a little bit.
yeah, I'm surprised they didn't address that now that you bring it up. So
Yeah.
oh well.
Missed opportunity.
Well, folks, as always, if you're brand new to this channel, be sure to subscribe, like the video, hit the bells, and like and subscribe again. And drop a comment while you're at it. And also, take a look at some of those things up there. But until next time, this is Cocktail Flicks. I'm Joe.
I'm Dan.
We'll catch you on the flip side. May the force be with you, fam. And you, Dan.
And you, Joe.
Later, guys.